Hi everybody, Stefan here from Vermont Sales. Today I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite clamps from the Bessey outfit, and it's the Bessey K-Body Revo clamp. Now the K-Body is a great versatile clamp for woodworking applications with a much bigger clamping area that you find in conventional clamps. It helps add extra force, so you've got 30% more clamping force on this one that you would get on a standard clamp. And in terms of other clamps in the market, you've got over more than twice the clamping force that you can put on your material with this than other similar ones in the market. Up to 7,000 newtons of clamping pressure that you can put on this clamp. Now I'm just going to tilt the camera down, and you can see some of the functions that this clamp has. Right, so let's talk a little bit about these features that I like so much about these clamps. So the first thing is these replaceable pressure pads. They slide off nice and easily, so when they get full of glue and all gunky over the years of working with them, you can just buy a new set and replace those. We've got these protective pads which come with a clamp as well. Now what they are great for is if you are working with them, they provide a nice stable platform for your material to be on, so you can actually rest your material on there. What this also does is it prevents your rail from touching your material. So if you're working with material that might scratch easily, or it's high gloss or anything of that regard, that will protect that material from not getting scratched. What it also helps with is that if you are clamping and there's glue that's running out of your material, it also makes sure that your rail doesn't make contact with your glue, and it just keeps that space in between the material and your glued surface. What's great as well, another thing that's great about these protective pads is you can use this TK6 clamp. They slide in to the hole over there, and what you then do is you clamp that to your bench, and that then becomes a vise essentially. I've got the 600mm clamp. Now if I'm clamping a workpiece that needs to be longer than 600, I'm going to need a longer clamp. But if you're using 600mm clamps very often, all you can then do is extend this clamp with a KBX extender. So I'm going to do that now. So all you'll do is you'll release this back part of your clamp. Alright, use the KBX extender. And now I've extended my clamp. Now I've doubled the clamp. Another one of these adapters that you can purchase for the K-body clamp. Now if you remove these pressure pads, like I said, they come off quite easily. We get these KRAS adapters. Now they just slide right on there, real simple, and now you've increased the versatility of your clamp. You can now clamp surfaces that are not 100% parallel, that might be at an angle, in places where the cabinets might be done at an angle to account for a skew wall. Something like this is great then to clamp those two surfaces together. So you've got about 7.5 degrees. Set of accessories that is available for the K-body clamp is the BSKP framing set. Now this is great for doing framing, as it says, and really turn your K-body clamps into a type of framing clamp without buying more types of clamps. So you can place these blocks at certain widths apart depending on how big your frame is. We drop one rail in there, we'll drop another rail in there, and we'll continue doing that with another 2 clamps. And now you've got a square setup where you can make fine adjustments from each side when you are clamping your frames. So really ingenious. You can use your K-body for, it's not just for clamping, it's also for spreading. So once you've popped that piece off the back, you slide it out, easily slide your clamp in, and now you can use it as a spreader clamp as quickly as that. To show you about the versatility of the Bessey K-body clamps is the KRV clamp. Now the KRV stands for variable, and basically if you're working with clamps that are much longer, as with this 1.5 meter clamp, it might sometimes be a bit cumbersome, or if it's weighty on the one side it can fall off the table, and you want to have a real centered clamping experience, so to speak. What we've got here is a release button there, which will take your top jaw. Once you press that, and you can now move your top jaw to the center and have a much more balanced clamp. So that is from the KRV. Feature that I like about the K-body is the ability to clamp on 3 different sides of the clamp. So you've got your main clamp pod right over there, which you can clamp on. You can also clamp on the side, and you can clamp on the back end of the clamp. So it gives you a lot of versatility again, where you can move it over to the side. You can